Well. What is going on out there, horror fam? Let's do this, baby. Let's see who we got in the chat tonight. I see Chad Edmonds, Jonas, and Chad even shared the stream on his Facebook wall and to some horror groups. That is awesome. JK, what is going on, brother man? I saw your question. I went ahead and threw up the ticker there so you can get everything lined out. What is going on, DOD? Samuel Stokes. Stoked to see you in here, brother Jack, dude. JP Patty Heckman, Sergeant George, Amy Tuthill. All right, my friends. Now, tonight, okay, we are going to be covering the best vampire movies, as well as some of the best vampires that have ever made it on film, but I'm going to go ahead and get this ticker off the screen. And I would love it if all of you would just do me a favor right now. I'm going to bring Anna on in a minute. She's here. But I wanted to personally talk to all of you. So, let me pull this up as well here. Just so you guys and gals remember, we had on the very first episode of the 30 Days of Talk Horror, we had my friend on here, Eric Henderson. I know you all remember him. He's also an actor in Wind and Bones, and he was on here, and he was, look at him, man. He's smiling here, and he played along. He played along because, what I've been doing a lot is I've been trying to raise some fundage to help the Wind and Bones people out with their Wendigo, and, some of these goals were geared towards that, All of them were. Everything we got went to Wind and Bone, and, it was things that were at Eric's expense. Eric shares an embarrassing story. Eric shares embarrassing pictures. This is how much he loves his friends. Eric shares a sexy picture, and there we go, a YouTube ad. But all of these were at Eric's expense. You know what I'm saying? These were things he had to do, and then, as you all remember, it eventually led to him doing like a sexy dance for us. I mean, here he is. He's got the shirt off. He's showing the guns off, and he's doing all this. This, he did his best Magic Mike, and look at him smiling and just having a great time. These were great times. This is how much this man loves his friends, okay? This is how much Eric loves his friends. He wanted to support them as much as he could, and this was part of that. This is what that looked like. Well, let me tell you something now. So I mentioned last night that Eric was going through some rough times, and a little more information has come to light since then. I've been talking with him and stuff. He's my friend, and more information has come to light, and he has lost someone that is near and dear to him. And, I won't go into any personal details, but he's hurting right now. He's hurting. And so I've decided, I wish he was closer. I wish I could be there for him physically. He's a few states away. And I can't. So, I thought, what is one of the best things I can do for him? Not being there physically. And I've decided, I haven't told him a thing. I haven't told him a word. So he's not going to be here tonight. I don't want him to be here tonight. I don't want to lay another thing on him on top of his grieving. Every dime we make in the stream tonight, I'm sending it to his bank account as soon as the stream is over. Because, like I said, I don't want to give any personal information out there, but Eric is covering funeral expenses. And I don't know how much we'll raise tonight. I don't. I put up a goal. I just threw down an amount, but I'll tell you what. I don't know how much we will raise tonight, but as you can see, there's already $100 raised for this goal. That's because I've started this stream. I'm throwing down $100 of my money. It's going to Eric. And when he goes to bed tonight, I want him to know that's $100 less fucking dollars that he has to worry about tonight. So whatever you guys send my way goes to him. So please, there's a link in the description below. There's a link that pops up in chat. Chad Edmonds sent $2. Really appreciate it, man. If I encourage all of you to send your money through the links, and this is why. Because YouTube takes a large sum of the money you donate through Super Chats and through YouTube. Please send your donations through the link that shows up in the chat or the link in the description below. They're both the same. Please use that link. But Eric is a good friend. He's a great guy, because let me tell you something. What you got on stream was a great, fun guy. But what you didn't get was after the stream. I've talked about how much he loves his friends and what he did for Wind and Bone. That was him, putting himself out there for Wind and Bone for his friends. But what you didn't see after the stream was he stuck around and talked to me and said, dude, if you want to make a movie, I will be in your movie for free. He lives in another state. He would come out here and do that for me for free. And he is a young actor, man. Roles don't just fall into your lap. He would, so he'd do that to me. And then he went on. He's like, and I have certain equipment you could use. And I have, my brother is a composer. So if you need music, so he would do that for me as a friend. And that's great when times are good, being there for each other. But when times are bad, we need to be there for each other too. So that's all I'm saying. Please, if you donate to anything, I know we usually do a lot of fun stuff. We donate to Wind and Bone, the movie. We donate to TalkHorror's Ultimate Bash, but this is the most important by far. If you donate to anything, donate tonight. Donate tonight. Amy, we will definitely get you a Venmo. Baby, I know you have that. If you could,
I do.
Swing it my way. But please, tonight, if you donate anything, there we have Dragon Blues and Chad have came through. We're at $127 on the night. And whatever Amy sends, and when she does, I will make sure I share that with all of you. But this all goes to Eric's bank account after I'm done with this stream. He gets it tonight because I want him, I know he's having a hard time right now. I know he's having a hard time right now, and I know sleep doesn't come easy when you've lost someone that you really love. But by God, whatever we raise, right now we're at 127. That's $127 he doesn't have to worry about. So even if it's $10, $20, whatever you got, let's raise this money for Eric and get it to him, because even if it's $10 to go get a damn Happy Meal at McDonald's, man. That means he doesn't have to cook, because you don't want to eat any damn way when you lose someone, and you damn sure don't want to cook. Even that would help him. So please, and prayers for Eric, kind thought, good vibes, whatever you want to send him. Whatever you want to send it, just do it up. Please, let's get some hearts in here for Eric. Let's get some hearts. Let's fill the chat up for Eric. Let's send him some love, man. Let's physically, represent our love for Eric and the love that we're sending out to him in the universe. Let's get some hearts in here. And, you know, babe, if you have that Venmo address, I will definitely, you know, just message that to me and I'll make sure Amy gets a hold of it.
I can do that right now.
But let's get some love in here for Eric, man. You know, he's going through some hard times, and let's help him out as much as we can, please. You know, like I said, we're going to talk some vampires and stuff like that, but tonight, you know, I want to do this for Eric. JP says he's trying to donate via Streamlabs, but it's not working. Can I just Zello you? I can. Oh, IMLMNOP, thank you so much. Donating $5. So we're up to 132 for Eric. Let's keep it coming, folks. Let's keep it coming. And some of you are saying that Streamlabs isn't working. Email me at Patty Big Paw donated $100.
Wow.
$100. We're at $232 for Eric tonight. Man, that's huge, everybody. That's $232 and he doesn't have to worry about tonight. Yeah. That's, you know, email me. I'm dropping my email in the chat right now. For those of you, email me and I will make sure you have my PayPal address. But John Heckman has said that he's had this problem before with the Streamlabs link, so please listen to his advice. Yeah, we need everything goes to Eric tonight. You know, Toronto Freddy, if you are just coming in, please rewind a little bit and you'll see what we're doing tonight.
Well, I know people are saying it only takes PayPal. It doesn't. You can actually bypass that if you just continue.
Okay.
It'll because I don't like using my PayPal.
Yeah.
So you just continue and you can fill in your credit card information.
Okay. Amy, I am getting you the Venmo link right now. So, baby, if you want, you can keep an eye on that and we'll see how much we raise through that, and we will combine all these sources. John Heckman says Streamlabs does work. And Anna says, you know, if you don't do PayPal, you can just hit continue on that page and then you can input.
Oh yeah, but John Heckman is right. Like, it's really weird about the username you put in. You have to put in a username.
Okay, I'll part you on the stream.
Oh, okay. It's really weird about, like, it makes you put in a username, and the username has to be one word.
Username has to be one word.
Yeah.
Don't try to put spaces in the if you're going to donate.
Yeah. I don't know why it's picky about that, but it is. So that's part of the problem too. So.
Oh, and Toronto Freddy, absolutely no worries there, my friend. I'm just saying, like, if you came in and you missed kind of what we're talking about here, man, absolutely.
Oh yeah, no worries, man. And I was like, he likes that movie.
Man. There you go, JK with the $5, man. Thank you, JK. We're up to 237 for Eric tonight. Like I said, Eric has lost someone very close to him, and you know I didn't tell him about this. All that's going to happen is as soon as the stream is over, he's getting this money. And yep. Man, I hope, you know, it can be a light in his, you know, dark times.
Yeah, funeral expenses are terrible, man.
Yeah, funeral. I mean, this is going to help him with funeral expenses and stuff like that. I don't want to give out any real personal information, but everything we make tonight, man, goes to my buddy Eric. You know, let's pull him up again for everybody to check him out. You know, this is
a member of the horror fam.
He's a member of the horror fam. He's my friend. But look at him, man. You know, just doing this for his friends. You know, helping them raise funds for their movie and just having a great time with us, man. You know, that's Eric, and it hurts knowing that. he's having hard times right now. So.
Oh, Nate Blanche in for $1.
Oh, Nate Blanche, thank you, brother.
Thank you. You're awesome.
Thank you so much, dude. You're incredible. We will make sure that goes directly to Eric. I'm not gonna share who he's lost, but it is someone very near and dear to him. Yeah, I don't want to give out too much personal information, but yeah, someone very close to him. So it's horrible. So, like I said, we're at $237. We're going to talk about vampire movies tonight, but please, if you donate,
that's where it's gone.
That's where it's gone. And I am LMNOP. Good on you for doing this for him, dude.
JK.
Thank you so much, man. He's my friend, and I want to help out as much as I can.
JK, I'm sorry, man.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, JK. That's horrible, dude. Yeah, anytime, man, you need to reach out and talk. I'm always there, dude. Anytime. Okay, so I guess we're going to move on to Vampire flicks. And, we will, of course, if you donate or if we get any notifications, if something comes through the Venmo or my personal PayPal, whatever, we will bring that up as the night goes on. But I'm going to start us off with one of the best vampire flicks that I don't think gets enough attention is Near Dark. Near Dark follows a young countryman who goes out on the street, prowling for some hot chick action, and
prowling for some hot chick action.
For some hot chick action, Toronto Freddy with the 15. There we go.
Thank you, Toronto Freddy.
You're amazing, dude. That's going to the right place, man. You know what I'm saying? I will also, I'm taking note of all the names who donate tonight, and I will make sure that information is passed on in the notes when I send Eric his money. Much love from the horror fam, and a breakdown of everybody who has contributed tonight. So yeah, Near Dark follows a countryman who goes out on the prowl for some hot chick action, and it just so happens the girl that he is attracted to is a vampire. And as they're necking, he gets a little bit of a nick and turns into a vampire. And she is part of a larger group of vampires who are kind of on the run, just staying in the dark as much as they can and kind of trying to stay ahead of the law. And they scoop this guy up and take him along with them kind of against his will and won't return him. Now, keep in mind, he has a family. He's a farm boy. He works on the farm with his dad and, his little sister. And, yeah, there you go, Amy Tuthill. Oh my God, nomadic white trash vampires, my favorite. Yes, absolutely. That is essentially what Near Dark is.
Such a good sum up.
That's a better sum up than I just gave. But
so many people from Aliens.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty much the crew from Aliens, like playing vampires. It's ridiculous.
And they're on the run and everything, and so they're pursued by the law. This dude wants to go home, be with his family. He's dealing with turning into a vampire himself. He's like, what the fuck? And Bill Paxton in one of the coolest scenes I've ever seen, goes into a bar as a vampire and a total bloodbath ensues. But Bill Paxton has to be one of the coolest vampires ever. Ever. He's got the whole leather jacket, the slicked back hair, the spurs on his cowboy boots.
Yeah, we do love that sound.
Ching, 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 ching.
Ching.
Oh my God, Amy took a vampires class at WVU in her sophomore year.
Love it. That's so something I would have done if it had been offered at my school.
Oh my god.
Which it totally wasn't.
Yeah. And JK says here, Bill Paxton really was an underappreciated horror icon. Absolutely.
Underappreciated actor, I think, in general, until like right before he died. Like, I think he got like love right before he died.
Yeah, absolutely. And and Near Dark is one of those that you never see talked about. A lot of people forget it exists who have, you know what I'm saying? Like, you bring up Near Dark and people are like, what? I forgot. Oh my God, I love that movie though. But check it out. If you haven't seen Near Dark, it's a good movie that, has like some rock and roll vibes to it. Oh, you're not a fan, huh?
No, I am. It's, yeah. I mean, you're going to say the same thing that I'm about to say about some of my picks. It's like Corn to the max, but in like,
oh my God, here we go.
But in a really great way, because it does have so many actors that you love.
Yeah.
Playing nomadic white trash vampires. Like, it's
yeah, so you have Lance Henriksen, the chick that played Vasquez in Aliens. I can't think of
her name, which is bothering me, but yeah, she's amazing. She's amazing.
Bill Paxton. I mean, yeah, it's wow. It's an on the road vampire movie. I mean, it's like almost like The Devil's Rejects if they were vampires or something. So
yeah.
If you haven't seen it, absolutely check out Near Dark. Super, super fun in my book.
Yeah.
And super underrated, underseen, underappreciated.
Yeah.
Much like Bill Paxton.
Absolutely. Agreed.
All right. What's your pick, baby?
Okay. My first pick. Well, first I'm going to shout out to Patty, who threw out that Bela Lugosi is the best vampire. You're not wrong. Hey, Landy Smith.
Landy! Coming in with $20, man. Hey, that goes to Eric. Thank you so much, dude. It means a lot, man. We're doing this whole stream tonight for Eric and helping him out, dude. So that is hugely appreciated.
Thank you, Landy. And yeah.
Landy says, yo, Interview with the Vampire for me. Tom Cruise played a ghoulish version of himself. Ghoulish!
Yeah.
Ghoulish. And fellow Jerseyan Kirsten Dunst was great as Claudia. Side note for the gamers, you can't beat Blood and Wine, which was Witcher 3 downloadable content.
Nice. And I'll actually be covering Interview with a Vampire in a little bit, for sure. But totally agree with everything you just said. So yes, anyways, Bela Lugosi, I think he really created what Dracula was for like half a century in film, I think.
Hey, so, Alice coming in with the $10. We are over 50% of our goal to Mr. Eric Henderson.
Thank you, Alice.
And of course, there's our notification from Landy. Thank you, Alice. Thank you so much, my friend. Lots of love in here tonight for Eric. And, like I said, this is $260 that he doesn't have to worry about. And that is huge for someone who just, lost somebody that's near and dear. They shouldn't have to worry about shit.
Yeah.
Okay. And, burial expenses and stuff like that is horrible. That shouldn't, during the grieving process, that shouldn't be laid at someone's door. Yeah. So we're doing our best for him. Let's, we're up to $260 here. Let's get another shot of Eric in here, people. We deserve it. We deserve it, man.
Deserve
look at that smile. Aww. Look at that smile, people. This is a man right now that is grieving. And whatever we can do to help him get that smile back. Yeah. We're making it happen, folks. And he really appreciates this, I'm sure. So thank you all so much. This is what we do at the Horror Fam. We take care of our own. We take care of our own. So thank you all so much. We're going to be talking about vampires tonight, but Eric's my friend and he's part of the Horror Fam. So we're going to get plenty of Eric in here too.
Yeah.
I'll interrupt the shit out of us about Eric. I don't care. I do not give a crap. Okay. So are you up or am I up?
I'm up. I
You're
haven't
still
done
up.
one yet. Yeah.
Do yours.
Yeah, I'm gonna acknowledge Chad helped us out. Jeanette Goldstein is Vasquez.
Jeanette Golds. Thank you, Chad.
Thank you. We love her. She's
JP donated $40.
Thank you, JP.
Thank you so much, JP. Thank you, man. $300. What do you think of that?
I love our fam.
I do too, man. You
both my actual fam and the horror fam.
Yeah, this is this is huge. This is huge. And like I said, he has no clue. He's just going to get this tonight. And, you know, I hope we put a smile on his face just for a second. But either way, I hope we can help alleviate some worries he may have.
Yeah.
You know, either way, my friends, we're sending him love. We're sending him love. Open up those hearts tonight, my friends. Like I said, you know, JK sending out the hearts in the chat. I want to, JK, thank you so much for that, because this brings people. I want you to send hearts all throughout the night tonight, please. Please, let's, you know, show our love and support for Eric, not only spiritually but physically, man. This is sending out good vibes to him. Let's keep that going. There you go, John Heckman. Let's get on it, people. I want to see those hearts all throughout the night, man. This is all about love tonight. You guys and gals are amazing. Jonas, thank you. Thanks, brother, man. Get yourself some drink. You deserve it. Patty Heckman with the purple hearts.
Always.
Oh, my goodness. Always with the purple. Toronto coming in with the red and green, the stripes of the Freddy sweater. I love it. Thank you, man. Showing love in our own little horror family. You all are amazing. Okay, I've you know, just talked over you 300 times.
Yeah, that's right.
It's okay. It's all for love, man. So go ahead and throw out your pick, baby.
Okay, so my first pick is gonna feel really random to everybody, except apparently Patty Heckman, who has already put it in the chat, and it's Love at First Bite, 1979. And it's basically the first vampire movie I ever saw.
Hey,
1979 was a good year, if I say so myself.
Hell yeah.
And it is if anyone has ever seen any like 70s spoof style movies, that's the type of movie it is. It is it draws very heavily from Bela Lugosi's Dracula, and it's basically a rom-com starring George Hamilton, who is an incredibly underrated comedic actor. There, I said it. And it's ridiculous and so fun to watch. Steven had never even heard of it, let alone seen it, and then I showed it to him, and what did you think? Worth a watch?
Worth a watch.
Totally
worth a watch. You don't really show me bad movies. Like, you're a pretty safe bet.
Yeah. And it takes kind of a romantic view of Dracula and actually has like a happy ending. Like, instead of the love story going awry and Dracula dying, he gets the girl, which never happens. So it's really, well, I'm not going to spoil it, but anyways,
hey, there you go.
Love the ending. It's ridiculous and fantastic. That's my first pick.
Hey, I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I am going to throw out another one a lot of people haven't heard of. And I do see a lot of suggestions being thrown out in chat. People, keep those coming, and we will comment on those. So, we'll be getting to most of them. Yeah, we will be getting to a lot of them, and of course, like, as you comment with your questions and stuff like that, I will star those, and then we'll go back over them later. So I'm going to get to John Carpenter's Vampires.
Yes.
And this is one that doesn't. Once again, it's one of those that has kind of like skated under the rug there. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't talk about this one. It's almost like a forgotten film of Carpenter's or something. But yeah.
Not in my family.
No? Well,
we have a very funny, very yes. There you go. Okay, El Pato. It's because it's got a Baldwin in it.
Yeah,
and it was like a very inside weird family joke of ours that there was a vampire movie with a Baldwin in it. Like, go ahead.
Yeah. So John Carpenter's Vampires follows a group of vampire hunters who go around the country discovering vampire nests and exterminating the vampire nests. But the thing is, they are looking for the rumored master vampire. Because if you get to the master, you get to them all. You know, if you kill the master, then everybody goes blah, 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 or something like that. And then, you know, the master himself, which is revealed, exists or whatever. And we're talking about, you know, there are masters of certain dens or whatever, but they speak of one master to rule them all. Turns out he does exist, and this master to rule them all is searching for the cross of Berzier. You know, so he can, you know, which will allow vampires to walk in the daylight. So essentially, you know, this gang of vampire hunters are you know, searching for him, but he finds them and messes their whole team up, obliterates them, and he is Valak to me. Even has a cool name. Forget the nun, okay? Valak started in John Carpenter's Vampires, and he is one of the coolest vampires. The son of a bitch looks like Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth. If any of you are familiar with that.
I never thought of that, but
he is a very cool looking dude.
Yeah.
You know, or like Peter Steele, if Peter Steele wore an overcoat and, you know, did the whiteout paint, the corpse paint. You know what I'm saying? Like, Valak is super cool, super powerful.
Yeah.
And James Woods is on a mission with like Alec Baldwin. I think it's Alec. To hunt the son of a bitch down. And things get crazy. Things get absolutely crazy. And you in that typical John Carpenter style, it has a great soundtrack, great moments. You see everything you want to see in a vampire movie to make it fun, but it's also scary.
Yeah.
It's also scary, and there's some twists and turns along the way. So if you haven't seen it, John Carpenter's Vampires is a great movie.
Agreed.
And folks, I'm seeing a lot of new faces in here. So once again, I want to mention, you're going to be getting it all throughout the night. Every donation we get tonight goes to my friend Eric Henderson, who was the first guest we had on the 30 Days of Talk Horror. He recently lost someone very near and dear to him, a loved one, a relative. And he is being faced with unexpected burial expenses, which is absolutely horrible. And we want to help alleviate some of that pain. So all donations tonight, he doesn't know about this, but all donations tonight go directly to him in his bank account. As soon as this stream is over, I'm sending it to him. So whatever we raise tonight, friends, please, if it's even $1, swing it on over and I will get it to him. There's a link in the description below where you can make that happen, or a link does show up in chat. You know, I think it's every 5 minutes. Use that. Your money will come directly to me, and then I will forward that over. But please, this is for Eric, friend of mine, and you know, he's part of the horror fam. Let's help take care of him. Everything goes to him. As you can see here, I'll pull me up solo there so you can see the donation goal on the bottom of the screen. We've hit $300 tonight. That's $300 he doesn't have to worry about when he goes to sleep tonight, okay? Let's make that happen for Eric, please, folks. Anything. And throughout the night, I want to see hearts in the chat for our friend Eric. Okay, now you can move on to your pick, baby.
Okay. The first thing I want to say, which I wanted to mention before my first pick and forgot, spazzed on it. Making this list tonight just made me realize that I'm actually just a fan of vampire films.
You totally are. Like you mentioned that, you know, if I ask you what's your favorite genre of horror movie,
I usually say paranormal.
you usually say paranormal.
And then I realized tonight making these lists, like I'm far more okay. I think like as a trained theologian, I'm much more critical of paranormal films. So if I like them for a reason. Whereas tonight making this list of vampire films, I was like, oh, I just like vampire films, even if they're bad. Literally the only one I could think of that I didn't like was Twilight. Like that was like literally the only. So I had a hard time with my list. I tried to spread it out because you can't list everything in one night.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's a lot of films that like Steven's going to cover, so I don't have to cover them. There's a lot of films we've covered a million times before on the channel, so I was like, so I don't have to cover those. You know, like I tried to come up with maybe stuff you guys haven't seen. Yeah. And yeah. So anyways, so that's where I'm coming from, FYI. So my next pick has been mentioned in the chat already by both El Pato and Toronto Freddy, and it's Once Bitten.
Hey.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, was Jim Carrey's first film. But the vampires that I adore in it are played by Lauren Hutton and Cleavon Little. Lauren Hutton plays, has to be like one of the hands down like sexiest vampires ever. Like, because it's not about being like overt. Like, it's the way she carries herself. It's like she's like the queen, the goddess of vampires. Like, it's amazing. She's stunning. Yeah. She's gorgeous.
Absolutely. You know, she is, you know, in some of these movies, you get like classical, especially in vampires. I mean, for God's sakes, in vampire movies, even the chicks get eye candy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But in some of these movies, like you see the like female vampiresses, you know, that like the head vampire gets, and they're very classical beauty, like Monica Bellucci in Bram Stoker's Dracula and stuff like that. In Once Bitten, you get that, but as a lead.
She's the lead.
She's the lead, and she's wearing the beautiful white gown kind of thing, like the lace. Right?
Every outfit she wears in the film is gorgeous. Like she's
she's like a classic.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Beauty, and just, you know, like, yeah, it's something you would totally fall for if you were a guy. You're like, you would be enchanted by someone like that, like because they're not only, you know, it's not like, you know, oh, a hot cheerleader walking by. No, this would be a girl that you would be like, oh my God, I want to marry her. You know, you would just be enchanted, you know, kind of like, you know, the girls get with like the classic.
Yes.
You know, it's just, you know, it's like sometimes you get like the hot vampire, but then sometimes you get Dracula, like from Bram Stoker's, like when he shows up and he's in his top and he just enchants, you know, like that, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah. Perfect. I'm totally there with you.
Perfect example. And on top of that, the film also gets a second vampire who's her sidekick, played by Cleavon Little, who, if you've seen Blazing Saddles, is the sheriff in Blazing Saddles. He's comedic genius. He's amazing. He plays her gay sidekick, and he is fabulous. Like, that's so like, I don't, but he just is. Like, he's so funny. He's great. And he, you know, so the plot is she's this ancient vampire and kind of like queen of the vampires. And every so many years, she has to feed off of a virgin, like, and a male virgin. And, you know, so it's gotten to a point where now she's preying on like high school students. That's hence Jim Carrey. But Cleavon Little, like, is who helps her with everything. And like they have such a great friendship and relationship. It's great. Very cute. It's very funny. Highly recommend.
Okay. Yeah. Totally do recommend that, man. Yeah,
that's another one I showed Steven.
It is.
You liked that one, huh?
Oh my God, Jim Carrey in it is fantastic.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, okay, and yes, thank you, John Heckman. Love you guys. Keep rocking it for our brother Eric. Absolutely. Let's get some hearts in the chat. And if you can, please click the link in the description below or this link that shows up in chat sometimes. Every donation tonight goes to our brother Eric Henderson, who recently lost a family member, and we're going to help him out as much as we can. We're going to try to be a little glimmer of light in his dark times. Please, my friends, if you can, please do it. Please do it. We're at $300 right now, my friends. We can make this happen. All right. So my next pick, I actually want to ask you a question. I want to ask the chat too, because this is a little bit unconventional. This is a little, it's a horror movie.
Okay.
But I want to know if it belongs in the genre, because I've heard arguments on both sides for this, and I'm going to bring up Sleepwalkers. Is Sleepwalkers a vampire movie?
No.
Really? You would not consider that psychic vampirism?
I mean, that's when you get into like, so there are so many, if you look at the genre as a whole, creature, mythological creatures, all that, there's so many different types of beings that feed off of humans in various ways. And but I still wouldn't lump them all as vampires.
Really? Because, I mean, psychic vampire, I mean, there's even a psychic vampire in What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, and we're going to get into what we do in the shadows. But they put that in there because the term psychic vampirism has become such a thing. You know what I mean? Like,
but Farron brings up a good point here. He's like, Sleepwalkers is a vampire movie, kind of like Die Hard is a Christmas movie. It takes. Farron might be onto something, and JK does say he'd call it a vampire movie. Chad Edmonds disagrees.
Yeah, I mean, they're shapeshifters.
They are shapeshifters
who live by feeding off of the life force of. So, I mean, that's the kind of thing. It's like there are a lot of beings, mythologically speaking, that feed off of the life force of human beings, whether it's by our blood, by our like spiritual life force, or whatever. Like, they're not all vampires.
A Burning Landfill Bad Movies also, he says, I have to agree, it is sort of a vampire movie. But I'm raising the question because it made my list, because I did want to bring this question up. Does it count as a vampire movie? And as you can see, you and Chad disagree. Ricky Hogan coming in with the $5. Thank you so much, brother man. You are a badass. I will make sure this money goes to Eric.
That's awesome.
Who is a member of our horror fam. I'm going to bring his wonderful smiling face up again. He was on here not too long ago, and as I said, he just lost someone very near and dear to him. All donations tonight go to him. He has no clue we're doing this. This is going to be such a gift to him. So thank you so much, Ricky. That's awesome, dude. That is really awesome. That is really awesome. Oh,
good night, Patty.
Good night, Patty John. Thank you so much.
Patty, glad I could hit your movie before you left.
Yes, thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for the hearts in the chat. Thank you for sending over some money that's going to Eric. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sleepwalkers. We love you too, Patty. You guys are amazing. And John, thank you. Yeah, so Sleepwalkers, I mean, and they do have like the fangs going on, they kind of turn into the monsters, so they do kind of transform like vampires. They suck in the life force.
They're cats.
But cats hate them. Cats mess them up.
But they're cats.
Okay.
Yeah, Chad, is there a vampire spectrum? Like, they live on the vampire spectrum. Like, it is. It's one of those things where, okay, so it's kind of the argument I have from a very literary standpoint that horror is actually a subgenre of fantasy. Because historically, it actually is.
Yeah.
in the literary sense. You could argue that a lot of mythological species, are subgenres of vampires. Same thing. It's like the same thing. You have this like spectrum.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay. Well,
That's
okay.
hilarious.
Since you guys, I won't cheat you out of one of my picks here. Then, but I did want to present the Sleepwalkers question. Get a little bit of a debate going in the chat, as it were. However, I'm going to throw down "Let the Right One In," which follows.
Now, I've only ever seen the original version of the film.
Okay.
Let One In.
Well, then you've seen. No, it's still Let the Right One In. The remake is Let Me In.
That's what it is. Yeah, Let the Right One In.
You're not missing anything
if you don't see it.
If you don't see the remake.
Yeah, I have no interest.
Let the Right One In is the original, and I believe it's Swedish.
Swedish, yes. Mm-hmm.
And it follows I believe a 13-year-old boy named Oscar, and he is being bullied at school. The only solace he has comes in the form of a new neighbor that has just moved into his apartment complex, whom is a fellow 13-year-old named Ellie. The only problem is she's been a 13-year-old for like 1,000 freaking years because she's a vampire.
Yeah.
But Ellie does help Oscar out. They hang out, they're friends. Oscar's not, unfortunately, he doesn't have much. Like I said, he's getting bullied at school. His dad's an alcoholic. Doesn't pay attention to because they're separated. His like parents are divorced, and his dad, the time he does get to spend with him, is an alcoholic. So there's no quality time there. So all he has is Ellie, but she's a vampire, like I said, and they kind of fall in love, and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something though, man. This is a phenomenal vampire movie. I would highly suggest watching Let the Right One In. Don't start with Let Me In. Don't
do that.
Watch Let the Right One In. Turn on, you're going to have to read some subtitles.
Worth it.
But it is beautiful. The story is beautiful, and you are going to be left discussing this movie after you've seen it.
Yeah.
And there is a very particular scene in there. I'm not gonna spoil it for anyone, but there is a very particular scene in there. You're gonna be like, what? What did I just see?
Yeah.
What? So there's a plethora of ways this is going to stick out in your mind.
Agreed.
Like it does some stuff. It touches on some stuff that other vampire movies might shy away from or pull some punches on.
Yeah.
But great movie, and it's it also follows young love, but it also touches on what happens as these vampires age and their human counterparts do not.
Yeah.
And it has some great kills. So Let the Right One In. Check that one out, and that's one that doesn't get enough attention because it's a foreign movie.
Yeah.
And we did an American remake with Chloe Grace Moretz. You could watch it once you've seen Let the Right One In, but you don't need to. You don't need to. Definitely do not start there.
No, and I remember when the trailers came out, like one being shocked because the original film is so superb that it didn't need it was almost like to me it was like insulting, like it's so like it's gonna sound pretentious, I get it, but it was like insulting to Americans that we needed an American version of that movie. Like it was like we can't watch some come on,
because I'm gonna chat here excuse me, I pulled up Jonas. I'm gonna chat here. If you don't know Swedish, read the subtitles. And actually, I'm gonna tell you this. I can't provide you with this information right now, but there is a very specific copy of it on DVD you want to get. And just make sure, do some research and get the right one, because there are versions that have poor translations.
Oh, weird.
It's back here behind me. I'd spend an hour sifting for it, but make sure you do research to get the best copy of it you can on DVD, or hell, it might be on Blu-ray now. But definitely be prepared to read subtitles. It is worth it.
Yeah. Super good.
Totally worth it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Ricky Hogan brings up Salem's Lot, the original, and says that it was freaking awesome. And I want to get to that because a lot of people forget about that. They kind of sleep on this movie, but I've heard multiple people say one of the scariest damn things they have ever seen was when that boy floats up to his friend's window and wakes him up in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So great pick there, Ricky. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, and you've got Amy here bringing up more psychic vampires. They're living off the life force of human beings instead of their blood. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
If Sleepwalkers is a vampire film, then so is Dr. Sleep.
Yes.
Right? Like,
yeah.
There
you go.
My pick?
Your pick, baby.
My next pick is Bram Stoker's Dracula.
What?
It came out in 1990, the fall of 1992, the beginning of my 8th grade year, which made it like perfect for my age, right? Like, I had just finished reading Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
I think I purposely read it knowing the movie was coming out. And my uncle had already promised to take us to see it when it came out. So I was like, I got the book, Yeah. And I read it and loved it. Loved the book. And it's the film is much closer to the book than most other adaptations. And
Amy. You want to read it out loud, Anna? What does Amy say, Anna?
I've crossed oceans of time to find you. Like, oh God. And the interesting thing is, on rewatch as an adult, I would say that if some of the casting had been just slightly different, it would absolutely be considered like a true classic. Like, I feel like a couple of casting choices were, to grab like young audiences at the time who were like, I want to see people I know in these movies. And so, probably like how they got the budget they got for the film was by casting, people who were popular at the time.
Yeah.
The rest of the cast is superb. Like, Anthony Hopkins, Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman plays Dracula and is my favorite Dracula of all time. And I don't know many women who would argue that with me. Like,
yeah.
And they're the opinion that counts about this particular film. So
that's true. But I will say that we got Monica Bellucci.
And you guys get Monica Bellucci.
Us guys get Monica Bellucci. I'm telling you something. I don't give a damn.
Speaking of goddesses, oh my God. Like,
yes.
One of the most beautiful women to ever grace the planet.
And
she's in Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Like, how can you not like that? And the way his shadow, we're talking about Dracula's shadow is like another entity on its own.
Oh my God, I love it. Yes, his shadow is its own character, and it's like so beautifully done. It's so creepy. Like, his wives are amazing. They're like so beautiful while also terrifying. Like,
yes.
It's and Van Helsing is so creepy. Like Anthony Hopkins brings himself to that character in such a great way because he's as creepy and terrifying as the bad guys. Like, he's great.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And the sad thing is we get, and I don't get me wrong, I love Keanu Reeves for who and what he is. But he plays a very important character, Jonathan Harker. The bummer about that is Carrie Elwes plays like a minor side character. And if they had just flipped that,
yes,
the movie would be so much better.
Samuel Stokes calling Keanu Reeves, LOL. And Winona Ryder, like, I'm sorry,
she's rough.
she does not. Number one, the acting chops weren't there, at least at that
They
time.
weren't there yet. I love her. She's amazing.
We can love her,
She
but
wasn't
number
quite there
two,
yet.
she wasn't like a damn timeless beauty. I mean,
Right.
for God's sakes,
Yeah.
Dracula has Monica Bellucci in that castle.
Yeah,
and
he's like, no, I'd rather have.
He's like, I'd rather have Winona Ryder. What the fuck?
Liar! You're
You
lying.
liar!
We know you're lying. Like,
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
That is just yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I totally agree with Bram Stoker's Dracula. If you haven't seen it, you need to. It's a classic horror movie.
Yeah.
And plus, it's spoofed in The Simpsons, so you know it's a classic.
Yeah, the soundtrack is awesome. There's all kinds of great stuff going on.
Yeah.
That's why it's on my list.
Yeah,
Yes.
Samuel says Bram Stoker's Dracula is still
it.
a great film. Yeah, absolutely, man. We're just saying, if they had like maybe
it's not
flipped a couple things, it could have been like legendary.
My point even wasn't that because I know I love it more than a lot of people do. And on rewatch, that's really was my thought on it. Like, that's literally all it would have taken for everyone else to love it as much as I do.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. I love it. But I think if, a couple of little tweaks and everyone would love it. It would absolutely be considered a classic.
Yeah.
Those are just my thoughts.
All right. Everything Horror Collector. What is up, my friend? How's it going tonight, dude? Dude, tonight, we are taking donations for our good friend Eric Henderson. He has no idea we're doing this. Everything I get on the stream tonight, he has lost someone very near and dear to him and has been burdened with burial expenses out of nowhere. So, just stuff piling on top of him. We're going to try to alleviate that for him as much as we possibly can. So everything that comes in tonight, brother, I'm sending it to his bank account. So hopefully it'll help him rest just a little bit easier tonight, man. So if you're interested in that, dude, literally anything helps. Either way, enjoy the stream, dude. I'm so happy you're here because my pick is up next. But Toronto Freddy, I see your comment, man. I will get to your Instagram messages later. And Burning Landfill, I'll star that and I will get back to that in just a little bit. Thank you, Chad Edmonds, for throwing the hearts out for our dear friend Eric Henderson. Thank you, Toronto Freddy. Horror fam all the way through, man. We're here. We take care of our own, brother. No man or woman left behind for us, dude. This is for our friend tonight. So,
do you see Burning Landfill's choices for who should be in the film?
I did. I starred that. We'll get to that in just a little bit.
Cool. Yeah.
So another one I'm going to throw down is a surprise From Dusk Till Dawn, baby. Which follows, like, From Dusk Till Dawn, to me, is like Predator. In the sense that it throws you off, because when it first starts, it's like you're watching, when I very first watched From Dusk Till Dawn when I was a little kid, I thought it was going to be an action movie. I had no idea what the hell it was about.
For sure, yeah.
Much like when you very first watch Predator, you're like, oh man, this is going to be a kick-ass action movie.
Action film.
From Dusk Till Dawn, it's like a freaking bank heist movie or something.
Totally. It's a crime.
And then halfway through, it's like, oh my god, vampires, what?
Yeah, especially when the first horror introduced is like this kind of psychotic serial killer style thing going on. Yeah. Right? So you're not even expecting it. You're like, oh, this is the bad guy. This is my horror film right here. Is this wrong?
So it follows a couple of brothers who are on the run from the law. One has just been sprung from prison. Mr. George Clooney, aka Seth Gecko, along with his brother, played by Quentin Tarantino, Richard Gecko. And, they're on the run. Their goal is to make it to Mexico. So they do so by stealing an RV, along with the entire family who owns the damn thing. And, under the plan of, you guys got to get us across the border. They make it across the border, and they're going to rendezvous with a cartel of... which at a strip club.
Yeah.
And it turns out the strip club totally feeds off of their clientele every night. They're only open from dusk till dawn. So at that point, it turns into a vampire movie, a fight for survival, and oh my god, it is not only hilarious, but it is action-packed, it is gory as hell, and they bring in some like new vampire...
And it has Selma Hayek.
And it has Selma Hayek.
Or introduces.
Introduces. So let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, boys. She busts onto the scene, if you know what I'm talking about.
Literally.
But it also introduces like some new vampire lore and characters and everything. I mean,
yeah, it kind of brings in like Aztec mythology and stuff. It's really cool.
Well, yeah, there you go. JP brings up a good point. He's like, all strip clubs feed off their clientele. That's a good point, JP. But yes, and Ricky Hogan here mentioned Tom Savini, Sex Machine, whom is the character Tom Savini plays, is
amazing.
You know, and it also has Greg Nicotero in it, whom is another makeup effects legend. In which Tom Savini steals his freaking beer from him. If you never knew that was Greg Nicotero, the blonde dude with the long hair, he sits down with his beer, and Tom Savini uses a whip and wraps it around his beer. So Nicotero leans over the table with a slit switchblade looking at him. And that's when
you get the crotch gun.
The crotch gun.
The crotch gun.
From old Sex Machine is revealed. I'm telling you what, man. Classic movie. If you haven't seen From Dusk Till Dawn, I don't know what you're doing.
And it holds up. We just watched it like a year ago. And it's like, God, that holds
so
up, man.
wonderfully.
I mean, it's so fun.
Yes,
so fun.
Yes. I mean, look at all the people. Look how passionate these people are. I bring up From Dusk Till Dawn and
Cheech Marin, Tom Savini.
Yeah, memorable things are coming up from different people.
Yeah.
Like different people have different memories and different things that stand out about the movies. Look at Samuel Stokes. He's like Titty Twister because that's the name of the strip club.
It is the name of the strip club.
You know, Chad Edmonds talking about Juliet Lewis over Selma Hayek. That's Richie Gecko would totally agree with you, man.
Yeah.
And then Toronto Freddy, like Cheech Marin is freaking hilarious. And from absolutely, you will never forget his character or characters.
Yeah.
Because he does play multiple in the movie.
He does. Yeah.
Yes, and Ricky Hogan over here totally agreeing with us, saying, hey, it holds up. But he also says, you know, he brings up Tom Savini. That's what sprung to mind for him. And, you know, Chad, of course, Juliet Lewis, hearts. But let me tell you something, man. If you haven't seen this, as soon as this stream is over, it is a classic vampire movie. I think it's universally loved. Like some of our picks, I could see people being like, look, man, that's, you know, blah, blah, blah. From Dusk Till Dawn hits everything. It ticks all the boxes. It does. I mean, you get cool death scenes, you get great makeup effects. Like I said, Greg Nicotero was on set with Tom Savini. Oh my God. Yep. Directed by Robert Rodriguez. Yep. Quentin Tarantino's on set for the son of a bitch. George Clooney.
And
Harvey
Keitel. Samuel Stokes is George Clooney's most badass character.
Absolutely.
Agreed. He doesn't usually play a badass.
Let me tell you something. George, when anybody mentions George Clooney, I never look at him as a badass. No matter what I don't even care if he's Batman, I didn't take him as a badass. His character, Seth Gecko, with like the big tribal tattoo all the way down. I'm like, oh my God, man, that dude he means it.
Yeah.
He's cool looking.
Yeah. He's super cool looking. Yeah, it's great.
There you go, man. Amazing cast. Thank you, Ricky.
Totally. Bernie Landfill. Now I know what strip club to put in my next Vampire the Masquerade game. Sidebar. Have you read any of those books? Like Masquerade of the Red Death and stuff? Because I mean, God, it's been like 20 years, but I would love to read them again. I loved them. Masquerade of the Red Death, the Vampire and the Masquerade. Awesome books. Anyways, go ahead.
There you go.
Oh,
it's your turn. It's your turn.
My next pick is Fright Night, the original. 1985.
Where's Briggs at? Where's Briggs?
I think it's Chris Sarandon plays the vampire who moves in next door to this like nerdy teenager who is obsessed with like late night horror films hosted by you know a late night horror film host.
Yeah, so it's like blah, blah, blah.
Right, who pretends, obviously, like it's his job to be like a vampire hunter or whatever, and he's not really, but the kid thinks he is. And
he's a horror personality, much like Elvira or Svengoolie or something like
imagine, like, honestly believing that a vampire had moved in next door to your house, and so you're like, Elvira, please help me. I'm like, she's a character on television. She's not, So anyways, like that's the basic plot for the movie. And the funny thing is you have another one of those stories where the one of the characters in the film like chooses the wrong love interest.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong. Like, so the vampire kind of going in with the Dracula thing, like, believes he has found his long lost love, reincarnated in the teenager next door's girlfriend. And she chooses the teenage boy instead of Chris Sarandon.
Yeah.
Liar.
Like,
sometimes I feel like some of these movies are miscast when they want you to believe that someone chooses someone else, kind of, and it's that. Like, that's a great example. Like, her boyfriend is such a weenie. I mean, he's great.
Yeah.
The actor is perfect for for the character he's playing, but he is playing a weenie.
Yeah.
And Chris Sarandon is absolutely at his most seductive. Like, he
my God,
he is. Like, because, and it's funny because
another West Virginia boy, I want to throw that out there. Absolutely. Chris Sarandon, another West Virginia boy, folks.
Absolutely. And it's funny because as a kid, so the first thing I ever saw Chris Sarandon in was The Princess Bride. And if you guys have seen that, he plays Prince Humperdinck and is like, you love to hate him. He's talk about a weenie, right? Like, total weenie. So I didn't go into it. They were like, oh, Chris Sarandon. No, it's like, and suddenly you're just like, whoa, what? She's not choosing the weenie teenage boyfriend.
No,
like,
absolutely not.
My estrogen calls her a liar. Like, it's just
absolutely.
Like, liar. She would know. No. Like, oh, it's like we were talking about in the live stream a couple weeks ago about women who like weenies.
Yeah.
She must be one because she chooses the weenie teenage boy over Chris Sarandon. So that's my next pick.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing.
Well, Fright Night is great. Fright Night is one of those two that I think could have possibly made it on mine and Jonas's list of movies you could watch with a group of people.
Oh, it's so fun.
It's so fun.
It's so fun. You've got the teenage friend dynamic. You've got, the main character has his like bestie whose name is Evil. Which is like a nickname, and he's hilarious, and you get the heartbreak of what happens to him in the film, and
it also touches on, when you were a teenager or a kid, and you used to. And please tell me I'm not alone in this. I want to hear opinions from the chat here, but like when you were a kid, man, and you would watch Elvira on TV or something like that, and you know what I'm saying? I'm saying, Elvira or something like this, and you think they're like this person who has powers or has influence over the dark side, or like you watch a band like Typo Negative or Him or something like that, and you're like, oh my God, are they vampires?
They might be.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can see why they would think Peter Vincent would be a real vampire hunter. That's who they would go to. If I wanted, I was like, oh my God,
At like 12.
Yeah.
Maybe a little younger, but this guy is a senior in high school.
That's true. That's true. But who the hell would you go to? You just found out vampires are real and you're like, who would know? Okay, there you go. That's true.
I mean, that's easy for me. I was raised Catholic, so I'd be like, you're supposed to go to a priest for that kind of thing. But I love some of the comments in the chat. So we're talking about how awesome Roddy McDowall is as Peter Vincent. He is. He's amazing.
Yes, absolutely.
Total underrated actor. Love him. What else? What's wrong with being a weenie? EHC, you're not fooling me, bud. He's not fooling me. Is he fooling you?
He's not fooling me. EHC, you are not a weenie.
You're not a weenie. You're not fooling any of
I've
us.
seen you, brother. You EHC, if anything, looks like Seth Gecko from Dusk Till Dawn.
Like, quit playing.
You know what I'm saying? He looks like he would have been the clientele. Like he shows up on his Harley and yeah, you're too hardcore, man. Come on.
Yeah. I was not a huge fan of the remake either, Toronto Freddy, and I too love Anton Yelchin.
She does.
I do. I love him.
She absolutely loves him. And then we've actually been to, man, if you have never been to the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, you really need to go. They have a whole statue.
They do.
Dedicated
His family
to him.
erected a statue for him, and it's so sad.
Yeah. Man, totally horrible what happened to him. But I'll tell you what, man, I'm going to pull up my next.
Okay.
And I am going with, come on, folks. You knew this was coming, The Lost Boys. Lost Boys. Which, as we all know, follows a couple of brothers who move to the murder capital of the world with their mother because she has to move in with her dad, a.k.a. their grandfather, because they went through a painful divorce. And it's the murder capital of the world because vampires are terrorizing the city. And the oldest brother has a run-in with these vampires, becomes one of them, and they kind of have to fight for his soul. You know what I'm saying? So this is like I described it as like if MTV made a vampire movie, or it's like watching a hair metal band become vampires. It is so
MTV
rock and roll. In the 80s, yes.
At the time.
Yes, please. Thank you for that. I don't want people to think of Teen Mom MTV. I'm talking about 80s MTV. We're talking hair metal vampires, bad to the bone, baby. Absolutely. Like, you're going to watch this movie and you will wish you were one of them. They are one of the reasons I wanted a dirt bike so bad when I was a kid.
Yeah.
One of them. And, you know, I'll admit it. Sometimes when I'm out on my dirt bike, I envision myself as a lost boy.
I hope so.
Oh, totally.
I like that.
Totally.
Makes me happy.
But
no wonder you come home from riding like so happy because you're out there just like, I'll race you, David. Like,
I can't keep up with your bike. I can't beat your bike. You don't have to beat my bike, David. You just have to keep up. You know what I'm saying? They're so freaking badass.
Dude, like Kiefer Sutherland was like
the coolest
the coolest
son of a bitch who ever lived.
Yeah.
You know, it always, if you haven't seen The Lost Boys, please do. Yeah. Please do. And, you know, me and Jonas brought it up the other day on stream. It's one of those, watch it with a friend if you haven't seen it too, because it's really fun.
It's really fun.
But it's going to make you wish you were a vampire.
Agreed. And
you're going to wish these people were your friends.
Agreed. I agree with all of that.
Yeah, there you go. Ricky Hogan getting my back here. He's like, The Lost Boys totally has an 80s MTV vibe, man. And the Lost Boys, the vampires are so cool.
They're so cool.
It really is like an 80s hair metal band became vampires.
Yeah. But like Motley Crue. Like not some of the sillier.
Yeah, some of the pretty ones. These guys are like the more hardcore route. You know what I'm saying? You know, like Motley Crue's, like
Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses. There you go. Guns N' Roses are vampires in The Lost Boys. There you go.
Yeah.
Except for Marco. I don't know why they turned Marco. He was clearly the nerdiest vampire of them all.
But Marco, like, I get it, because Marco is like, so the group is actually really well balanced. Like, Kiefer Sutherland's character, David, is like the alpha. He's not the most attractive. He's the alpha. Like,
yeah.
Right? Then you've got the like pretty boy. There's one who's just very hair metal band.
Yeah.
Like, and then there's Marco, and he's the sweetheart. And they all love him. And that's the, you know what I mean? So when they go in and kill Marco first, like, that's why they're as pissed as they are. He's like he's like their kid brother. Like, that's why Marco. That's why he exists, story-wise.
And, Chad Evans, Lost Boys is the Warriors with vampires. Very, kind of a good comparison there, man. And another great movie that people need to see if you haven't.
It's The Outsiders, but...
Yeah, there you go. There's another good, and Ricky Hogan says the Frog Brothers were hilarious. Absolutely. I pulled a Frog Brothers quote on you earlier today.
Yes.
How much should we charge them for this?
They're amazing.
Amazing. Absolutely. What do you got next, sweetie?
The first thing I wanted to do was acknowledge Toronto Freddy's. My favorite Anton Yelchin film is Odd Thomas. And I wanted to acknowledge it because I think you might be the only person I know who's not related to me by blood who has seen that film. I love that movie.
Oh, yes.
I tried to get Steven to watch it, and I think we fell asleep. So he's not actually seen it.
Yeah, I think so. But we need to. Yeah. Chad Edmonds, man, thank you. He's throwing down hearts. Once again, we're doing this tonight for our dear friend and horror fam alum, Eric Henderson. I'm going to talk more about Eric here in just a minute. And we're going to start wrapping up. We've been on here over an hour. So if you have any questions,
I won't get to.
I know or we could do this as a part 2 tomorrow. Yeah, we'll save some for tomorrow because we're going to be talking about Renfield tomorrow.
Deal.
Okay,
I'll save some
because we're going to go see Renfield if we can. So people, go ahead and start sending some questions over if you want, and we'll get to them.
I'm going to hit one more though.
Okay, but I do want to send, before you get into that, baby, sure. I want to send a shout out to Early. This is the first time I've seen you in here, brother man. Welcome to the horror fam. You're one of us now, man. One of us. Yeah, so hit that subscribe button, man. We do this every night. So come on in, man. You're welcome. You're one of us now, dude. It's great to see you in here. Thank you for giving us some of your time, man. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Early, I was about to point you out because your film is the next one, literally the next one on my list.
Hey!
Interview with a Vampire. And my favorite vampires in it are Lestat, played by Tom Cruise, and Antonio Banderas. I skipped right over Brad Pitt because, God, what a whiner baby he is. That whole movie.
Oh my goodness!
Like, I have never been a Brad Pitt girl.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about him, but
yeah, she's weird.
Fine. I'm weird, but there's something about him that gives me the willies.
Every woman I've ever known is like, oh, Brad Pitt, oh.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't actually have a soul. Like, I think that's, you know what I mean? Like, there's something in his eyes, or there's something not in his eyes that gives me the willies. Like, I don't know why, but he does. He gives me the willies. Like,
okay. Well, hey, you're totally entitled to that.
Thank you.
Because I know you have that suspicion about some people. Like, you pick up vibes from certain people, and they're never really wrong. So.
Yeah. So, and someone brought up Claudia earlier in the chat, and absolutely, I will hold this probably until my dying day. It is Kirsten Dunst's best performance.
Hey. Okay.
To this day.
You're probably, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And I think it really does, like, we were talking about Let the Right One In earlier, and I think it really does breach that subject of turning a child into a vampire and her realization that she will never change, that she will never grow up, that she will never fall in love and have a lover, and all of those things that you get to do as you mature. They're never going to happen for her. And her rage when she figures out it was done on purpose is beautiful. Like, it is so well played.
Yeah.
I love it. So yeah, there's so much to love about that movie. Like the aesthetic, like all of the settings are beautiful. Like,
yeah, and
Tom Cruise is amazing.
That's literally what I was about. I was like, Tom Cruise, you wouldn't expect him to play a vampire. And if he did, you would be like, I can't picture that. But he was incredible as Lestat.
Oh, he's incredible as Lestat.
Absolutely. Like, arguably, he's my favorite vampire in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. Interview with a Vampire. Great movie. Great movie. And so what we're going to do is we are going to save the rest, because I know you wrote down a ton.
I did. Turns out I love vampire films.
Yeah, so we plan on seeing Renfield tomorrow, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to come and be on stream, and we're going to talk about Renfield and our thoughts on it. The new Nick Cage movie that comes out tomorrow, tomorrow, and
Cousin Nick.
And we'll talk about the rest of your picks.
Cool.
So if there's any questions right now, go ahead and send them on over, folks, and we will get to those. We're going to start wrapping up. But I do want to say, my friends, we are at $300 on the night for our friend Eric Henderson. And like I said, when we started this, I had no clue. I just set up a goal. I didn't know what we would hit. I don't know, if we finish at $300, I have no idea. But that is $300 less. That's $300 that he doesn't have to worry about when he goes to sleep tonight. That's $300 he doesn't have to worry about tomorrow. That's $300 we raised for him because he lost someone very close to him, and he's, not only dealing with the grieving process, but also has to now, face burial expenses that have, hit him. Thank you, Ricky Hogan, man. Another $10 to throw on there, man.
Thank you, Ricky.
But let's pull Eric up again and look at him here, man. This was when he was on the stream, and the stuff he did for us, man. Smiling his ass off, having a good time. Just for his friends to help them raise money for their movie. I mean, that's who Eric is. He's a great guy. He's a great friend. And, I'm glad we could help him out tonight. Everything we get goes to him. I'm sending it to his bank account right after this stream. But, I just wanted to thank every single one of you for helping.
The horror family is the best family.
The horror family is the best family. We're all family here. Chad throwing up the hearts, JK throwing up the hearts. I asked you all to throw down some hearts tonight in the chat. Let's send that love out to him. Spiritually, physically, monetarily, whatever we can do, man.
Yeah.
Whatever we can do. Thank you all so much. If we don't make another dime tonight, thank you all so much. Either way, man, you guys and gals have been absolutely amazing. And we had people stop in just to send money and leave. So thank you all so much for that, man. We really do take care of each other here. We're not only here in the good times, we're here in the bad. And I think that's part of what makes us strong. Yeah. So
absolutely.
Like I said, he has no idea this is coming. I didn't tell him. I don't want this to be another thing he has to worry about.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So he has no idea this is coming, my friends. He's going to get this, like I said, as soon as I'm off the stream. And in the notes, when I send him the money, I will list all your names. I will be like, this is from the horror fam. We love you. We are here for you, brother. So thank you all so much, man. You guys and gals are the absolute best. We love you all, and we are here for you no matter what. And Eric is going to know that tonight. So if you all have any questions, anything you want to say to us before we hop off here, we're going to go get us something to eat. I'm going to send this money to Eric first thing.
MX has come in and only dropped my name.
Yeah.
Hi, MX.
And, folks, if you want to send anything over, this is your last chance. The link is in the description below to send a little bit of money to Eric, or a lot of money, whatever you want. Anything helps.
Yeah.
And the link does come up in the chat from time to time.
And Chad, we see that your friend's funeral's tomorrow. I'm so sorry again, man. And, I know this has been really hard on both you and your brother. We're sending you our love. We will be thinking about you. You will be missed tomorrow.
Always, man. So let's get some hearts in here for Chad, man, and his family and his friends, and for everything they're going through as well, man. Let's get our hearts over to him. Let's share that love, everybody. We're here for everybody. And do you want to check that, see if Amy sent anything over so we can shout that out?
I think my phone, my phone is dying. But yes, I can. I think I get a notification if I get something. Yes. Yeah, she did.
She did?
Yeah.
Okay, how much do you, I mean, we're going to, so, because, you know, because.
We want a total before we get off tonight?
Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of a total.
She sent $20.
$20. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, folks, so I'm not, let's see here. So I do believe, let's go ahead and figure this up. We're at $300 on our go. So 320. Yeah, we're at like $350.
Yay!
Something like that. $350. I'm going to have to.
Fam.
I will
Thank
get this
you
all
so
figured up as soon, you know. And we're going to get it over to him, man. We're going to, and look at this, man. All the love, you know, for both Eric and Chad in here tonight, man. Look at all these hearts flying out there. You know, MX, Ricky Hogan throwing them down, JK, JP, IMLMNOP, Jonas. Hey, man, we're here for all of you, my friends. We are one. We are strong. We are the horror fam.
Yeah.
So, you know, Chad's been asking, he wants to know what we think about Transylvania 5000. I don't think I've seen it.
You know, I saw it as a kid, and I haven't seen it since. So I don't I feel like my thoughts would not be relevant. Kind of. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
you wouldn't really serve that movie.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't at all. It's like I have very vague memories of it, and that's it. Like, yeah. So we'll put it on the list of movies we have to watch. Yeah. That's what we think.
Heck yeah. There we go. Let's
Gina Davis, totally hot. Yeah.
Yeah. Garcia here says the Monster Squad has a great Dracula. I wanted to address that because it absolutely does. That's something that came up for me.
Agreed.
Earlier, you know,
I love the Monster Squad.
There's a great moment with Dracula where he hisses like a cat. And I was like, oh my God, while he's holding up that little girl, he's like, I'm like, oh my God, that's scary. That is so scary, man. So yes,
and
Garcia.
The Wolfman has nards.
Wolfman totally has nards. A Burning Landfill horror movie says TalkHorror Jim Varney as Renfield, Christopher Walken as Dracula, Gary Oldman as Van Helsing, and Mads Mikkelsen as Harker. Oh my God.
I would flip some of those because
I think I would too.
Like I would put Christopher Walken as Helsing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like he doesn't work for me like that. You know what I mean? Like that totally. You just robbed Dracula of like most of his agency in that film.
Oh man, Joshua Brown, first time seeing you here, brother man. We love you. Thank you for throwing down the hearts. You're part of the horror fam, dude. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you for being in here, man. JK says he wishes he could have donated more. I wish both and Eric peace and strength. JK, you being here, you throwing down the hearts, man. That, you know, hey, man.
That's all we need.
That's all we need, man. And you know what? Like I said, Eric has no expectations of what is coming his way tonight at all. I didn't tell him. So he has no idea, man. But like I said, whatever we raise, I had no idea what we were going to raise. He does, you know, we're at $300 on the screen, and that's $300 he doesn't have to worry about.
Yeah.
Tonight when he goes to sleep, that's $300 he doesn't have to worry about tomorrow, man. I'm just wanting to do this for him and support him, dude. And you guys, you know, throwing down love and helping him out with these expenses that, you know, in his time of need, man, and you know, grieving and everything like that. I mean, that's horrible, dude. You know, it sucks when you lose someone and you're trying to grieve, and then you have to come up with, you know, shit like you're faced with stuff like, oh my God, now this is a monetary burden.
Yeah.
It's like it cheats you out of the grieving process. And, you know, we're going to help alleviate that for him by doing what we can. And either way, man, sending him love, dude. You know, you never know, man.
Love makes all the difference.
Love makes all the difference. We're sending him love. You know, we're here for him. We're here for him, man. And, you know, I'm going to tell him what, man, you know, I hope one day I can get him back in here. He's my friend too. you know, and I want to get him back in here.
Oh,
so,
we're absolutely going to, like,
you know, and
yeah.
I hope he can feel this tonight. I hope he can feel this tonight. I know he can. Eric, man, we love you, brother, and so does the horror fan.
Yeah.
You know, and you never know. He might come in here, or I might take screenshots of the chat with all these hearts flowing in here for him and send them his way.
Yeah.
You know, he's loved, man.
And MX, I saw your question. Yes, Steven showed me what you wanted him to
Yes,
do.
totally.
He did.
Totally. You know, yeah, Chad, man, you know, I'm in tears right now, man. Hey, we love you, brother. We love, you know, we're part of a family in here, dude, and we take care of each other. You know, I wish I could be there physically for Eric. I wish I could be there physically for you, man. But we, you know, I will do what I can for my friends. I will find a way to be there for you, and this is the best way I know how. Yeah. You know,
yeah,
Josh.
This is your platform.
This is my
what
platform.
You can do.
Man. Yeah. This is you know. I'll do what I can, dude. I'm your friend until you die. When I'm your friend, Josh can attest to that. Josh says you guys need to do a horror Jeopardy to see which of you guys are more knowledgeable. That's easy. It's me.
Funny that you say that. Yeah. Well, yeah. Two things. One, it's him. Like, yes. Two, we just played Horror Trivial Pursuit on stream.
Yeah.
I've lost track of days.
Yeah, man. But, I've been doing 30 days.
4 or 5 days ago.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, we were having fun, man. You should come in here for that, dude. We'll do it again. Yeah. Hey, Vega, man. First time seeing you in here, brother. God bless you, dude. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for throwing down the hearts, my friend. We really appreciate that love. Hit that subscribe button. You're one of us, brother. Gorecast, I haven't seen you in a while, my dude.
What's up, man?
Yeah, how's it going, dude?
Yeah. Hi, Billy Judd.
Billy Judd, what's going on? Jonas, hell yeah, man. Get those drinks up. All right, my friends. So we're going to hop off of here. Thank you all so much for sending your money over.
For sending your love.
For sending your love, for sending the hearts. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of everything we have earned for Eric, so that way I can round everything up tonight and get that money to him. Thank you all so much, and I'm going to send him your love. Like I said, man, when I send him this money, I'm writing all your names in there. Thank you all so much. Yeah, it means a lot, man. It means a lot. You guys are the best. Doing good, Gorecast, man. You know, it's been a wild ride, dude. I'm going to hit you up, man. I thought you moved to Kick. I want to ask you a little bit about that, man. So we're going to have a chat soon too. But yeah, you guys are amazing. I'm going to get everything over to Eric, and you know, we will be back here tomorrow to talk about
after
Renfield.
Having seen Renfield,
yeah, I hope so. I hope we can make it to that, you know,
yeah,
and then we'll chat it up about that. Thank you all so much for being in here. Thank you for being part of the horror fam. Thank you for all the hearts, all the love, my friends. Chad, I hope you have as good as a day as you can tomorrow. Know that you're not alone, that we love you, brother. You got the horror fam surrounding you. Hugs, hearts, love all around you, man, no matter what. Hell yeah, Gorecast will hit you up, dude, for sure. All right, my friends. So until next time, we love every single one of you, man. Good vibe tribe out here.
Good vibe tribe.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, my friends. Until next time, look horror, listen horror, talk horror. We love you all, man. Y'all have a good night. You're not alone, my friends. We love you. We are with you always. Always, my friends. All right.